Today, we saw an electrical discharge last night from Core 2 that we're going to show you today. It's the first time we've ever captured one at WSO, plus a lot more photos today. We've got just stuff pouring in, testimonies pouring in. We'll share those with you today. First big news today, though, Core 2 capture from yesterday, 1/26/2016. Normally, a coronal mass ejection will just fly off the planet, either in a fiber form or in other form. This is very unusual to see this circular type manifestation and then this clear discharge type thing. Now, the interesting thing about this object here is that I actually saw this come up over the last couple days, and it looks like the sun actually discharged on it. So this is a new breaking development that I want you to all be aware of, and we'll keep a close eye on it. We have an Antarctica update today. Davis Station still showing the object with the red cloud around it, and other objects now are becoming visible, and the triangle is still visible. Again, you can see that it's all visible today here on January 27th. But here's an interesting photo of this where we actually see that the triangle is behind the clouds. This is clearly behind the clouds. This is not a lens scratch. This is not a lens flare. Don't let the debunkers dissuade you from what's going on, folks. This is real. It's happening. That's the South Pole. We also saw some testimony from a couple that came from the South Pole. When one of my subscribers asked them if this stuff in the South Pole was real, they said, just believe the guy. It's there. Here's Newmeyer Station. We were able to sneak a photo out of there yesterday. Very difficult to get to this, but we actually see a corroborating picture here. Here's the H1 update for today. Again, object, Earth. Looking at this side because I'm not seeing Mercury and Venus. I'm only seeing one object. So therefore, I'm looking at this side, and then that means that this has an opposite planetary orbit than the Earth and the other planets. So there's that object that we're looking at and keeping an eye on H1 today. This may be corroborating. We're seeing some of this object or some manifestation from ISS, possibly debris field that maybe matches with it. Here's a sobering photo I got from a subscriber yesterday where they just took a simple picture of the sun and just did a simple contrasting of it, and it kind of shows you that we're looking at some really weird stuff together, guys. Unbelievable planet shots are being taken everywhere by Jeff P., by Ronnie Del Laurente, by several others, and let me show you some that I've taken. Here's one from the 24th where I actually caught a red orb reflecting off the water in Monterey. Here's one where I actually think I caught some potential planetary objects on a webcam, but this was based on a tip from a subscriber. I love this networking. I love this collaboration with everybody. This one is interesting. These could be explained away as just some flares, but this is interesting because we almost see a whole planet here actually interrupting the light flow of the sun. Very interesting and very, very sobering. Here's one I took where in Germany today, actually just looking at webcams, and I looked for these shadows on the water because that validates there's an object in the sky. Again, these are unknown objects, identified objects. And this one was from, again, another tip from a user last night. I just happened to be up really late last night, and she said, if you'll pop on the camera at this time, you'll see this. And what this is a little planet with stripes on it that actually manifests at this time, let alone that we're seeing the lens refraction of whatever else is going on up in there. We're also now seeing a direct view of a planet from Secret Harbor in Australia. So you have to ask yourself, who wants you to be in the dark again, right? Just ask yourself that question. And then ask yourself the question, who wants you to be in the truth? Who says the truth is going to set you free? Who says truth is more important than anything? Just think about it, okay? In my world, that man is Jesus Christ, and he said, the truth will set you free. So what I'm telling you is a blessing, because as I share more and more of this with you, you can make your own decision on how you want to deal with it and prepare for it spiritually. That's what I'm saying. And I'll always say that. I'll never back away from that. The reason I'm doing this is so you can prepare yourself. So now what I'd like to do is take you to a couple of photographs and then let you go for the day. These are recent photographs that have been taken over the last 24 or so hours. Here is Qatar Observation Center last night, where we actually saw the refraction or object. These are getting very interesting. The daytime shots from the United States, especially the southwestern United States, we're seeing this orb, and we are also seeing these objects in the middle very clearly from North America. Now go take a look at all Skycam. Here we looked at an all Skycam composite image, and you can see that lens flares won't show up on this composite image. This is showing that an object was in there during that 2 to 3 a.m. period of time. This one I'm showing again from yesterday, just this odd, almost eclipsed moon image that is just weird. And then we're seeing also, again, like I said, from North America, the manifestation of the rings, like we see at Norfolk. We're starting in South Pole. We're seeing all kinds of manifestations. Here we see, this is your lens flare, where we think that we're actually seeing refracted light from behind. What's going on is we're actually seeing the kind of the interstellar reactions going on between, you know, these different objects. Again, here's this blue object from Missouri. Seems to be a good place to watch it in the during the day time in the United States. But you can actually see this is actually red when you look at it from South America, or the South Pole. And there's your blue planet and your planets following. This is the same as what we've been seeing several Nibiru researchers looking at, especially Prabhasi. Again, here's that. Here's North America again, another North American view, and here's that orb and the planets, and then we've got this composite down here that shows it again on a time lapse. Again, Nevada. Here's an interesting photograph that we got from one of the people on our group, again confirming some of this stuff. I don't know where the location of it was, so I will say that's a really, if it's a lens flare, it's an odd one. And then here's from California again, there's the orb. Here's a testimony that I got. Here's a person in Chile who actually can see this with his naked eyes. Stop it and read it. And here's just a random photograph we got